here.
How do we look, guys?
How do we look? You good? Lighting? Audio?
She's like, give it 20 seconds.
Catch up. Start asking them
206
questions,
people.
so we can write them down
Alright.
while you're doing like an intro or something.
Yeah.
Hopefully they don't all ask
212.
questions at once.
Hey,
211.
Harper.
Oh, mine's not catching up very well.
What time is it?
That's right. Time is it?
That's a trick question.
6:02.
It's Q&A with Ellen. All right, so this is our second attempt.
We have a lot of new people.
Yep, lots of new people. So this is our second time doing a live chat where we are going to answer your questions about kidding season, goats, rabbits, farming.
Basically anything you want.
The life, anything. We are an open book. Ask away.
Yeah, ask any question you want. If we don't like it, we won't answer it. It's that simple.
There.
So, Farmer Aaron,
I'm Liz,
Farmer Liz.
also known as the Goat Whisperer because I can speak fluent goat.
That's true. She could.
Right, Papa?
So I'll give a very high-level overview. Right, small family farm, Eastern Connecticut. We raise goats, chickens, rabbits, family of 4 living on about 10 acres. That just gives you an idea of what we do. And we started our YouTube channel probably about 2 years ago. And we've just been building out an audience. And this is the first year we've gone live for kidding season. And we're into kidding season. Hang on, I'm getting sign language from my volunteers
Mike
behind the
needs to be
camera.
up more.
Mike needs to be louder.
Closer.
Or closer.
That's what somebody
Closer.
said.
All right, we can
Closer,
turn it up.
or
Hang
we
on
can
one
turn it
second.
up. All right, 1 second.
Yep.
And now the green bars will start going a lot higher. Right?
Yeah.
All right,
Good. All right, how are we sounding now?
we did a mic adjustment. Let us know how we're sounding there. Does that sound better?
Okay.
We'll wait until they might get some real-time feedback from the live viewers. Pause, please. Take a drink.
God, that's a long
Should
one.
probably cheers. That should be really
Sure.
Okay, so well, I'm gonna go while you guys can decide whether you can hear us or not. I'm gonna go into saying that the whole reason we started our farm was to get closer to our food and away from our faceless food, if that makes sense. So the grocery store, you don't really know what you're buying and how that animal was treated, and we got into chickens first for the eggs, and then we got into goats for the milk, and we do raise a family cow. And it's all with the idea of getting close to our food, knowing exactly what goes into it, how it was treated, and most importantly, how
Basically,
the life
respecting
was
our
ended. Yeah.
respecting our food on average in the U.S. And I know we've got people all over the world. We have a few people we know right now. It's probably 2 a.m. They're watching.
I appreciate you
and
guys
we
joining us.
Totally appreciate it. If it was 2 a.m, I'd be sleeping if a goat wasn't having a baby. But yeah, in America we throw away about 30% of our food. So that's pretty much how this all started. And we get a lot of questions all the time. We always have, even without the YouTube channel. And now it's getting, I don't want to say worse, but it's constant. So that's why we created this Q&A.
Yeah, I think the ignorance behind our food is the gap is widening.
Correct.
So we talked a little bit of last week about how some of the ignorant comments we get about how why can't you just go and buy chicken at the grocery store where nothing had to die, and it's like, did you really just say that?
Yeah.
Like, are you serious or is this a joke?
Right.
I don't. Or,
Yeah, and if you follow at all what's happening in the food world, there are, we have more people coming in.
help yourself to pizza.
McDonald's is looking at a way to make a burger without using any meat. So it's just weird. So I know the ladies are writing down questions as they see them come through. So we're going to get started.
Okay, first question from J.M. Davis says, do you make lotion?
I do actually make lotion. So 2 or 3 years ago, I started making lotion, and that was when we only had a couple girls in milk. And we started with a lot of flavors, and we sold out. So we're gonna make some more this year, and I'm experimenting with exactly what. Now I don't want to say flavors because you don't technically eat it, although you could, but that would be gross.
They smell good enough to eat.
They do. But we are experimenting with some scents that we want to do this year. Maybe get a collection of gift boxes, and yeah, it's actually really, really good. We have some people who are really sad that we're sold out because it's the only thing that keeps their skin dry in the wintertime.
It is a seasonal product. We have to wait for the goat milk.
Yeah.
We make a couple hundred bottles a year, and then we're sold out until the next season. So it should launch within the next 60.
So the earliest I can start making anything out of milk this year is once the babies are weaned, and we wean around 12 weeks. So we're guessing around July.
We could steal a gallon of milk here or there.
I can make very small batches at this point.
All right.
But yeah, we want to definitely get into it.
Yes.
All right, a two-part question from the same
Yep.
person. Are your kids homeschooled, and do you ever take vacation?
Can I answer that one?
Sure.
All right. So vacation, no, but we've kind of built a life where we don't need a vacation. We love what we do, and we do this all the time. Our kids they're not homeschooled. A couple are in magnet schools outside of town, but yeah, we've basically built on this 10 acres kind of like they never want to leave home, our kids. We've gone on vacation. Funny, quick story. I've been told to keep my answers short, but it's story time, and people like stories. We went on vacation once for 4 days, had somebody watching our farm. It's hard to find a farm sitter. Our refrigerator broke. Our kids wanted to come home.
Our dog broke out the
Our
front
dog broke
window.
out. I mean, it just happened. So no, we do not do vacations.
Listen, I always say when we put the same amount of money into this farm as somebody would put into a Disney vacation,
Right.
it's just our vacation
Is every day.
is every day, all
Yeah.
day, every day. But I also say that when you're doing what you're passionate about, you don't need a break. I don't want a break.
Right.
I actually,
Yeah,
and
Monday and Friday and Saturday are all the same to us.
I'm really stressed out when I'm not here. So when the idea of a vacation to me gives me a lot of anxiety because I worry about every single one of the animals on this property, and nobody will take care of your animals like you do. So,
Right.
you know, that's the hard part about vacationing.
Good.
Yep,
Yeah,
we're good.
all
Once
right.
we stop talking, you can just fire
Just
away.
go right on. All
Yeah.
right.
Fire away.
Claudia wants to know how Moo is doing.
Moo is doing great. She's actually right back to her troublemaking ways. Her cast is holding up well. I'm glad it's not slipping down. She's not chewing on it.
We're
which-
keeping it dry. She's not going outside.
She can't go outside, unfortunately.
This is actually a week today, I think. She broke
she
it on
broke it on a Sunday. We got it casted
Not
Monday
yet.
morning.
Yeah,
right?
so she's had it on a week. She probably has about 2 more weeks to go. Yeah.
She does. Yeah.
But
So
she's doing good.
she's doing really well, and I'm happy that her pain seems to be 0 at this point. She's definitely causing trouble, as you can all see when she steals Sadie's hay. That's her.
All right. So next is Connie M, and she asks, how many gallons of milk do you get?
All right. So, well,
Typical goat.
a typical goat. I mean, we've got some girls that give us about a gallon a day just on themselves. So half a gallon in the morning, half a gallon in the evening. We've got some girls who do maybe half a gallon because they're just, daintier. And so I would say total last year when we were milking 6 or 7
7, I think.
last year.
I think it was 7.
And we were getting about 3 gallons of milk per milking, and we milked twice a day.
Yeah.
So this year we're going to have 10 in milk.
10.
So we're hoping to have all the extra things to make more cheese for our family, maybe grow out an extra cow, and milk for lotion. Lots and lots of lotion.
All right. Noodle says, can you sell raw milk where you are?
We can, but we don't. So we'd have to build a massive milk parlor. It cost us close to $50,000 to convert our barn, and Connecticut's a pain in the ass for all that.
Oops.
I was told not
So,
to. Connecticut's
I'll take
hard.
over.
So yeah,
Yeah, so we're not a commercial dairy, and so in the
we do this for fun.
in the state of Connecticut, the milk technically cannot leave the property in the form of a consumable. So lotion, I can put milk in the lotion, obviously. If I were to make soap or lip balm or candles, or I don't think you do
You
candles.
can't. I don't
No,
think.
no.
Whatever.
You don't eat it, but anything that we would eat that we make the goat milk soap from cannot leave the property for retail sales.
So in Connecticut you could, but we don't. Basically.
There's something
Yeah.
that Connecticut just passed called a herd share. You would, You would
Yeah,
go
it's
and like
complicated.
buy a portion of my goat, and in return you get a percentage of the
Production.
byproducts that she makes.
Yeah, they make it hard
Very
to do something.
confusing, and so I
We don't
just
do it.
haven't gotten into it because I can see somebody showing up, be like, "I'd like my 3/4 of Charlotte now."
She has a full page of questions.
Okay, I was talking about
Oh.
herd shares. You interrupted me. Cheers.
All right. Mo says, "Are you expecting any babies tonight?"
Oh.
Good question. I think Angie needs a pen, so while you answer that.
You need a pen?
I'll
Cross
try to
out.
find some.
Okay, so I will answer that one. So, if you were here earlier, we were doing our nightly checks and feedings, which we did forget to grain the girls, so somebody remind me to grain the girls when we're done. Just the ones that have babies.
Yeah.
So, Amy.
Possibly.
We're watching Amy.
Yep.
Amy has lost her ligaments, so that's super exciting, especially considering that she is, what did we say, 153 days today?
Yeah, she's only 3 days behind. She normally goes a week.
She normally pushes herself to 157 days is what she delivered on last year. So I'm really excited to see the progress that she's made just since this morning. And
So we're
because
gonna-
she's a seasoned mom, I think maybe. I won't sleep
I'm really
tonight.
having trouble getting comfortable. We're gonna buy those chairs.
We're gonna get new chairs.
We're
next
getting
time.
chairs for the next Q&A.
I took my shoes off. I got a comfy blanket.
I kept my boots on
Good,
and my
'cause-
jammy pants that I know people have commented on before. But we're gonna move some goats around so you guys can keep an eye on Amy overnight. We just don't know
I
where.
just don't know who and where they're gonna go.
Yeah,
So, but we'll figure that
good
part
question.
out. Yeah.
Anja B wants to know, what are the B's and the D's on the
Oh,
barn?
That's a good question. So every year, we've now done this for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 seasons. This is our 5th season. And the group, I just counted. The groupings, you'll see that they're grouping right now into 4 sections. The first grouping are, the blue B's are bucks, so B for boys. And then the pink D's are for
can
doelings.
they even see me?
Can they see the,
Yeah, so this was 2015, $3. 2016, we
with
lost
very
one.
heavy.
Very heavy boys. 2017, 2018, and I'll start.
We haven't put up the B's
For
for
19
the
yet.
2019 babies.
Yep.
But that's our kidding season tracker. So
Yeah.
you can see like how many bucks and does we've had each year and kind of like the
Yeah.
ratio of,
Yeah.
you
That
know,
was
is it a buck heavy year? Is it a doeling heavy year?
Right. We very rarely show this camera angle, so
Yeah.
people probably haven't seen that before.
That was a very good question though.
They're all good questions.
Well,
but that
of
was
course.
unique. Yeah.
All right. Liv S wants to know if you will keep any of your bucks.
Ooh,
Bucks?
bucks?
No.
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 Shall we move on?
Yes.
That was
Yes.
awesome.
Well, I'll
No,
explain.
okay.
I'll explain. I got it. We have 3.
No.
We have 3 bucks now, one of each breed: La Mancha, Alpine, and Toggenburg. Our Tog and our Alpine.
Can you name them?
No, our Tog and our Alpine are pretty new, so they are new blood to the farm. They're not going anywhere. Our La Mancha is getting to the point where we may need to bring in new La Mancha blood,
You can have
but we can't use one of his offspring because it would be the same blood. So the answer is no. We would not be keeping any bucks.
No, we can't keep any bucks out of him, and we're
No.
actually thinking because I now have 2 of his daughters.
He
you
may
know,
get retired.
He might
And-
get retired, but he won't go anywhere because he was my first.
Yes, we have another pasture on the other side of the property that's about 1.5 acres we don't actually use. He may go over there and just be a lawn ornament and just, hang out, eat grass, and just be a cool goat.
Be fat and happy.
Fat and happy like me. That's it.
Shut up.
Next question, please.
Sandy asks, who is your favorite goat and least favorite?
Oh.
I
Oh
didn't
my
even wanna
God,
ask
she
that
did
one.
Alright,
just
she
ask
did.
that.
I'll
You
answer.
can defer.
All right, favorite
Be the
goat.
5th, because they're listening.
Favorite goat, Charlotte.
Oh my God! You just let everybody hear that.
Yep.
What?
Charlotte is my favorite. Yep.
I mean, I'll give you, she's the
And-
sweetest.
Yeah, she is. And the reason is Charlotte
Oh, my
is
heart-
just
I'm having an
so.
anxiety attack.
So when we've had a couple
I
people,
can't even write.
gotta keep these answers short. We got 2.5 pages of questions over there.
We're good. It's
I write
okay.
big. Don't worry.
It's
So
okay.
Charlotte, when we have friends come over and you know people that are local and they want to try milking for the first time,
She's
she-
our
she's
guinea
our
pig
practice
goat.
goat.
Like
Like
that's
anybody can milk Charlotte. She can hang out. We took. I mean, Charlotte's just that simple. So you know, easy.
you like the simple ladies.
Just. We are not going to answer that question. That's one I will not answer. The other question there, who's the least favorite? I don't know.
Sadie.
I was going to say I don't have one.
What?
I like
She will
Sadie.
eat you.
Sadie's one of our problem children for
Yes.
just one reason. Okay, she headbutts.
She does, and it could hurt.
And she doesn't headbutt me. She doesn't headbutt you.
No.
But anybody new,
She's gotten her
especially kids,
Yeah.
she cannot be trusted around children. So that's, I would say, I love her to pieces. She is probably the best mom in the barn.
Oh God, she dropped those two babies without a sound. I mean, she
is a natural mother, and she makes a lot of milk for her babies. She's great to tend. She's an easy keeper. Never like a sick day in her life.
But that's probably why
But
she headbutts.
personality-wise,
She's protective. She headbutts.
Yeah.
So on our open barn day, we actually lock her up and set her up. She just.
I can't even take her
can't.
to a show because she
No.
went and ate the judge's clothes that one time.
Right.
She ate her own ribbon.
Okay, next
Wait,
question.
I didn't answer.
Oh yeah, you did.
You're cutting me off.
You said you had no favorite. Okay.
Well, I refuse to answer.
This
the
is
favorite
not
question.
turning into
Yeah, that is.
marriage counseling like season 1 did, episode 1.
That did not. We're fine. We're still married.
Next
Right
question,
now.
please.
For now. I did put a line down the center of my bed. Never mind.
Rob would never put up with that.
B162 said, did you build the barn yourself? And if you did, how long did it take?
Oh, I want to answer. I want to answer. You want to talk about getting a divorce? Oh my God. Okay, so we purchased this barn as a kit, and we had a contractor coming to start building this barn. Okay, the kit got delivered in October, and don't shush
keep
me.
going. That was keep going
They
sign.
want details.
I think I'm gonna get another slice.
You
of pizza.
should go and eat something. You're getting hangry. So then the kit shows up. We had our contractor lined up to come. He said he was going to drive up from Pennsylvania. He was like Amish or something.
Yeah, it's the Amish builders.
He said it'll take me 2 weeks. I'll bring a crew of guys. We'll bring our campers, and then bing, bing, boom, you'll be done. I'm like, sweet.
Yeah.
Okay, so he backed out,
Yeah.
and now it's January.
It was January. Yep.
And we had a barn raising party, and it happened to be 19 degrees with blowing wind and the coldest day of the freaking year. And we started putting holes in the ground. This barn took us 9 months to complete.
Yep.
We're still married, so.
Yeah, we made it through. So we built it ourselves the old-fashioned way.
Yeah.
Actually, some of the people in this barn who have become really
Family.
close, pretty much family. I won't even say family friends. Showed up to that barn
Easy
party
for you to say.
unknown, and we had like 30 people here. It's actually all on YouTube on our channel.
I don't know if it is on our channel. I think it's on
It is.
yours.
I moved it.
Oh, okay.
It was on my channel. It's there somewhere.
It's a time-lapse video of the entire 9 month
It's the entire 9-month process. It's all there. It's like an 8-minute video, but it's all time-lapse, the whole process. But yeah, we built it ourselves, and I will not build another one.
Oh, but then less than a
Yes, you
year
will.
after,
Yeah.
a year after we finished the barn, this idiot over here has the bright idea of bringing up, hey, don't you need more room for your rabbits? And I was like, why, yes I do. So less than a year after we finished building this barn, we tore the whole backside off of the barn and
rebuilt
added an enclosed porch for the rabbitry.
Yeah.
So that was fun. But no, I would never build this barn again. Ever. Ever.
All right. Next, Linda Epstein asks, what type of goat food do you use or hay?
So we'll use first cut hay. It's just a mixed grass hay for the majority of the year. Our boys only eat first cut. Our girls eat first cut while they are dry or pregnant. And after they deliver, they will get second cut hay. As far as grain goes, we use a Blue Seal products, really. Our boys are on, not Blue Seal, our boys are on a grain that has ammonium chloride built in to help prevent crystals.
All right, let's be honest. Tractor Supply, ammonium chloride for the boys.
Yeah.
It's their Tractor Supply brand.
Yeah,
And
and then
Blue Seal for the girls.
I'm using, so all of last year I actually used a product called Caprine Challenger, and it's kind of a sweet feed meant for dairy goats, and I loved it. And then I found a 20% milking dairy goat feed, and so we're trying that out on our girls that have just delivered. They're on that for the first time.
If you watch this morning when we fed the goats, certain goats get one food, certain goats get another, because it's the expecting moms and the moms.
And I would say farming in general is like, it's evolving for us. It's like we try something and we love it and we keep it. We try something and we don't love it and we don't keep it.
Right.
So although I love the Blue Seal Caprine Challenger, it just through a colleague of mine who raises dairy goats. She just raved about that food and how well her goats produced on it and maintained their body weight all summer long. And I was like, well, I'm all for, a higher quality food. So, yeah. So that's what we're feeding them right now.
All right.
And animal crackers every Wednesday.
Poppy asks, how long will the live cams be up, and also can you visit?
So the live cams, we're hoping to pretty much stay 24/7 all the time. That's our goal. Well, at least through kidding season this time of year, and then while the babies are here, which is 12 weeks roughly, 3 months.
Yeah.
So through that, after that, it could get kind of boring around here. So I don't know if we leave it up after all that. But the visit part, no, we are not open to the public. The only time people come.
Yeah, we have one event every year that we throw. It's called our open barn event. It's come play with the baby goats, and that is April 6th this year from, I believe, 11 a.m. to 3, or whenever we decide to kick you out.
Yeah, somewhere around there. So
and
then
that's an open, free to the public. We ask.
Yeah.
You can donate if you want. We'll have swanky sauce. I'm hoping I can sneak some milk and make some lotion for that event, but I don't know. That's going to be a tight one.
Yeah. So the only other way people come to the barn is obviously the customers that are buying these baby goats and these rabbits and things
and
like
the
that.
Chicks
But
and everything.
we are not open to the public. We tried that. I wanted to punch myself in the face, and it didn't work out so well.
Yeah,
so.
I think one thing
Yeah.
people don't understand is when you're open to the public, you lose your weekends with your family.
Right, and when you're open, we tried the whole 10 to 2 every Saturday. We're open to the public, and people thought that 3 o'clock was okay, and 9 o'clock was okay, and 4 o'clock was okay.
We had to
And
draw the line in the
they
sand.
They didn't respect our time, so we've decided that's not what we need, because YouTube and technology allows us to basically be open to you guys 24/7.
Yeah, I feel like the access that we give everybody on YouTube now is actually more than
It's so much more.
anything we could offer by having hours of operation.
And to be honest, it's safer. From a contamination standpoint,
Biosecurity wise, it's a lot safer for you guys to just look than to have your hands on everybody and bring in unknown illness or disease to the girls.
That's a good question.
Yeah.
Good stuff.
All right. Kara wants to know.
I hope that's not
is that
Kara
Kara?
or Vet.
Sadie,
Okay.
Kara with a K.
Sadie,
Yeah.
Got it. Okay.
she wants to know if she still owes you $1 billion or is billion enough.
Absolutely, you do. I'm telling you, I'm holding her. You owe me PayPal.
Hey.
I'm gonna expect money.
If she buys that goat for $1 billion, inside joke, we will have the best YouTube camera setup anybody has ever seen.
Yeah, absolutely.
I've already been doing some research on
Yes.
some new
I'm
air conditioning
expecting
cameras.
my phone to ding any minute now
With a
for
big
PayPal. Ding, ding.
Yeah. All right. Good one. That was
Oh,
funny.
you're funny. I love you.
Yeah.
Look at this one right here.
Shayla wants to know how much it is to look after a goat.
Ooh.
Like how
okay.
much money? Like
How
farm?
much?
Well, like farm sitting, or how much does it cost to care for a goat, like
that's
monthly?
tough. So I would say, you would never have one goat. You would always want to have
Two or three. I really suggest if you're new to keeping goats to have 3 goats.
Yeah.
And that's just in case something happens to one, you still have a friend for your
For
other.
the other one, yeah.
You always, I hate, it sounds morbid to think like that,
But that's the way, they can't live on their own. A lonely goat's a dead goat, basically, eventually. They do not want to be alone.
A lonely goat is a depressed goat, is a sick goat, is a dead goat.
So
That's
yeah,
what I'm
I mean,
saying.
that's a really tough question to answer.
So, I mean, I guess if you took the math and say you're just having pet weathers or something, actually, you could actually answer this question better. So
Yeah,
one of
I
our
actually-
friends has 2 pet weathers.
And we lost one.
How much money does it cost to feed them per month? How many,
Well, no grain, just
how
hay.
many
No,
bales
yeah.
of hay do
we
you?
do no grain, no minerals, no nothing. We just do hay.
Yeah.
And it's
What?
25 bales a maybe a little over 25 bales a month. Maybe.
So less than, a little less
Depends
than,
on-
even,
So
let's
you'll
even
go
say it's
through
1
maybe
bale a
it's
day.
a bale a day.
That's
for a
fine.
little less, probably
Little
a little
less.
less.
So 4 bales
Okay.
a week.
Yep.
4 bales a week at $5 a bale, roughly in the right season. That's
But it depends on how much they eat.
Right,
Every
that's
It
goat's
20
depends on the
different.
season too, because in the summertime they'll eat less, in the wintertime they'll eat
Yeah,
more.
but that's a good number. $20 a week to raise 2 goats. So that means it's $10 a week to raise 1.
And a
goat.
vet visit twice a year.
Yeah, an event visit twice a year.
And that's just
at,
precautionary.
at $200 a visit, probably, roughly. Who
Less,
knows?
more.
Less than
Less.
200 bucks.
Less
Okay,
than
so
$200.
$100, whatever.
Yeah.
So $20 a week for 2 goats and
Less than,
and $200 in vet bills
Yeah.
for the year. So you could do the math right there.
But I have healthy goats. I'm very,
Yeah.
very lucky.
So
Not
that's
on
good. And those are weathered, you know,
yeah,
not
weather, just, you know,
boys.
they're for
pets.
yeah,
pets, brush clearing, stuff like that. So
Yeah.
I would say a dairy goat, if you want one for milk, I mean, your cost is going to go up because you're going to have, if you don't keep a buck on site, you're going to need stud service and drive that goat to
Yeah.
a farm with a boy. You're going to have grain costs.
You're gonna have like 4 vet bills a year.
You're going to have higher quality hay that you need to buy.
yeah,
So
and grain and stuff like that. So yeah,
yeah,
good.
it gets a little more expensive once you start getting into.
They said you need a beer.
I do.
You need to
Thank
drink.
you.
It's
I'm
just,
almost ready for a refill.
Good call. It's nice and cold now too. I like my little isocube. My isocube.
I said
I
cute.
just want a kit. Did you guys talk about a kit?
A kit. Yes,
the barn kit.
The barn was a kit. We bought it.
Barn kit.
Sorry.
I'm actually that one.
I got it. You got it? Don't knock over the table. That'd be bad. Next question if you got one, Jenna.
Intermission.
How
Yeah.
hiding here?
You got one there?
Just I'm
Oh,
gonna
this
do
is
this
this
one.
is my favorite. Do you employ many people at your farm?
So we do not. That's funny. That question came up last week. Great question.
I don't
This
pay
is-
anybody.
This is a family farm, so no, we have no employees. This is just, that goes back to that vacation question.
Yeah.
No employees, awesome friends, volunteers. Really, the only time we call in assistance is major projects. When
If we have to hire somebody to help us, like with the roof of this barn, we hired
we
somebody.
hired somebody. But from an employee standpoint, our open barn will have about 10. We'll have about 10 volunteers will show
Yeah.
up. Some friends love milking goats, so they come over. But no employees.
Yeah. Sorry, we don't pay you guys. There's like the peanut
We
gallery.
get
that-
wine. We get wine and
yeah,
love.
we
They
do
got wine.
provide.
There's
Okay.
about to, okay. I'm about to
Okay,
turn
now-
the camera around just to show the audience what's going on
They
back
don't
there.
want to be seen.
Yeah.
Okay, so we might not give them a monetary salary, but we do provide
they are paid in entertainment.
and swanky
Tons
sauce
of it.
and
Yes,
wine
yes, tons.
and
Food.
just the entertainment value. I mean,
Yeah.
I guess
I mean,
apparently we're pretty
This
funny.
I'm sidetracking
If we
this
didn't love them, we
question.
wouldn't
It's
tell.
But
okay.
This YouTube channel was created for basically three things: entertainment,
I'm learning too here.
education,
Oh yeah, that was me.
and escapism. If you're like a cubicle employee and you live in the city and you just want like something on your other monitor to escape that just like torture,
Yeah.
that's what it was built for. That's literally it.
So
That's why we do it.
okay, well,
All right,
for
next
me,
question,
hold
please.
on. For me though, not next question. Don't
Oh,
put me
sorry.
off. For me, I love. They're distracting.
They're all giggling back there. They need to quiet down. Yeah.
So.
Do you have another question
No,
that I can answer
I
while
wasn't done. I wasn't done. I'm ready. I've calmed myself
We-
down. What was the question? Oh, for me, I like sharing my goats with everybody. Like, for me, it's stop, you people.
All right.
Okay, so for me, it's
It's Moss fault.
I want to be able to share everybody with you, and that education and the process. What's going on?
Nothing. We're good. Oh, beer more? Somebody told me I need to drink more beer? No. Oh, okay, we're good. Keep going. I got
What?
distracted.
Oh, I don't know.
I don't know. There was
What?
sign language come. All right, next
All right,
question.
next question.
please.
All right, Claudia wants to know if you're worried about Rainey and Amy because they haven't given birth, but
Okay,
Worried
so
about
Rainey,
that.
I'm not really worried about. I don't start getting worried about anybody being overdue until they're past 155 days. Now, even with my Toggenburgs, just because of history, I still don't worry about them if they're over 155 days because they've proven themselves to have completely normal births up to 157 days. I really do start calling my vet though and texting her like, please talk me off the cliff. Do I need to give her some Pitocin or what do we do? And she's like, calm down, Liz. You remember these are Toggenburgs. They're your girls. You know how they do. They want to drive you crazy. They add some grays here, some grays here, and then they'll pop the babies out.
And it,
Rainey being a first timer, and we have none of her family here, so I don't have any mothers or daughters or sisters of her.
No history.
I have no history as far as what her mom did, because there's a strong family tendency. If mom always goes late, daughter's gonna go late. So no, I'm not worried about Rainey. I think she's at 154 days. Tomorrow I will look at her sternly, square in the face, and I will say, give me your babies. Or baby, because she's pregnant with one. And I will start hostage negotiations. I mean, plain and simple. Amy, though, I'm not worried about because she has made a ton of progress. We did answer once a little earlier that her ligaments are loose, so I do expect her to go sometime in the next 24 hours.
I figured that question had a long answer, so
I need that baby.
walk away for a minute. Next
So-
question, please. Next.
Okay.
Okay, so
next
hold
que-
on. Not next question. Hold on. You have to do introductions.
No, you don't.
Yes, you do. This is Uno. He was Greta's baby born last night. We thought he was. I want to give a little bit of an update on Greta's. What? This is somebody might have this question.
Yes.
Exactly. See, thank you. So this is Uno. This is Greta's baby. I'm not going to keep him very long because.
Can they see mom?
Get
Mom.
Good.
Mom wants her back, but I'm glad you guys got to see him. So Greta's
like, where's my baby?
You took my baby. Greta's a first-time mom, so that's a normal behavior. She's very protective, very new. So I think some of you guys could relate. I know I was a little bit of hysterical first-time mom. Wanting to make sure everything was done perfectly. And
Oh yeah, by the
clean
time we
and-
got to the second, third, and fourth
I don't even
kid,
know where the fourth kid is now.
neither
I
do
mean.
I.
But yeah, so she's a first-time mom. So I wanted to clarify because in our notes we did say that she was ultrasounded to have definitely 2 babies, and sadly she gave birth to Uno, who's perfectly healthy, and she did not have a second one. She did deliver her placenta last night, and behind the placenta we did feel a sac that a very early term baby was growing in.
About the size of a golf ball.
It was like,
To put
yeah,
it
the
in.
size of an egg, and it
Yeah, an
felt
egg.
like there were pebbles inside of it. So it's
Yeah.
just tissues with some rock, like really small, tiny little rocks in it. So it was a very early miscarriage that she just retained until
Which is actually quite impressive because that
Really-
miscarriage could have
miscarriage.
could have
It
also
could have
contaminated
affected-
the first one,
right.
but it did not.
So if anybody's read the bios, Poppy actually was born under the same conditions, except her twin passed away probably 3 months gestation,
Which was
and that baby ended up decomposing inside of Deanndra, her mom, and affected Poppy's birth significantly.
Yep.
But Poppy is good.
That's like
so.
Poppy's named one
Poppy, aka Miracle Baby.
miracle baby. Next question. I need a bell.
Oh, the Singleton.
Juliana.
Yep.
Singleton? Singleton, hence his name, Uno.
Yeah.
He's very cute too.
Juliana wants to know what the difference is between goat and cow's milk.
Oh.
Butterfat content.
Butterfat. Yep. It's a good one.
So goat milk is actually a superior. Moo is playing with that chain over there.
That's fine.
She wants attention.
She does. So goat milk, yeah, you might want to give her
Hey, he's checking.
like a flake of hay or something to
He's
distract her.
checking.
Goat milk is actually higher in, I don't want to say it's higher in butterfat content. It's just different, like vitamins,
Sweeter.
nutrients. It is
Kind of reminds
the
me of almond milk.
go-to milk for all foster babies.
Yeah.
So if so we've had foster bunnies. We've had foster bunnies. We've had people ask for the milk for puppies and kittens, and it's just packed full of nutrients and vitamins that are superior to a lot of other species. It's also a really fantastic milk to drink. If you have a cow milk allergy, you might want to try goat milk, because a lot of people can handle goat milk, but
It's
not
not cheap
cow
though.
milk. It's not cheap.
If you find anywhere to buy a half gallon of goat milk, you'll probably spend about 10 bucks. 10, 15
$20,
bucks.
I thought.
I
Or
can't
is that per
remember.
gallon?
That's gallon.
Oh,
$20 a gallon. About $10
Yeah, it's
for a
really
half gallon.
expensive, but
Yeah.
I mean, if
Because
you
most
know.
people turn it into cheese and soap, which is more revenue. It's more lucrative
Well, think
from
about
a
it
business.
too. A cow you can milk all year long. A goat you're not going to milk all year
you only
long.
have a couple
And you
months.
also get way less milk for the same amount of time.
Right.
What does that filling mean?
So I can take the next question.
I never muted my phone. Yeah, I don't.
Chris West wants to know, have you ever thought about selling everything and returning to normal life?
This
What's-
is normal.
What's normal? Oh wait, we're not normal.
Yeah, what?
What?
I'm wearing my pajamas and my boots in the barn.
Wait.
With the beer.
Yeah.
Newsflash,
Yeah,
we're not normal.
Drinking beer in my dirty sweatshirt. So no, I mean, okay, let me reiterate here.
I would need a whole lot more money in therapy bills, a straitjacket, and I would have to be hospitalized. Like this is
So remember, we
for
got.
me. This is what I love to do. So this is my normal.
So yes, we
This
have
is not his normal.
not my normal. I was coerced into this,
He was
but
tricked.
we
tricked.
literally just had this conversation today about the next 20 years of this. You know, long term, our little kid is only our smallest is 4 or 5. I can't remember.
She's 4.
Like I said, I don't even know
Goes
where
back
she-
to the whole we don't even know where
Right.
she is right
So
now.
she's 4, right? Another 20 years, she's 24. She's starting her own life. So by that point, what are we going to do with our life that next round, right?
I think
Will we
that's
still
going to
do
depend
this?
on what the kids want to do.
I'm waiting to put my feet up on the beach. That's what I'm waiting for. But
I'd like
that's
to.
next.
I
No
think,
farmhouse. I want a beach house.
I think as the kids get older too, somebody may.
Yeah, somebody may want to do
take
it.
an interest and be like, you know what, Mom and Dad, you go on vacation, you go away for the easy
Right.
months or whatever. Go away to your vacation house, your lake house that we want, and come back when it's kidding season, and
Right.
and
So
I
who
think
knows?
I don't know. We don't know. We've got 4 kids, and the youngest are he just turned 6, and the youngest is 4. So I really don't know what they're gonna do.
Yeah.
What their passion is gonna be. I don't
So
wanna,
not anytime soon.
I don't want to force it on anybody. I'd love for them
Yeah.
to take the reins, but and have it be like our legacy.
But we're
to
not going
them.
to force them to do it.
But I would never force them to do it. So, but no, I don't ever want to really hang up my keys.
All right, Connie M is asking if you have any fruit trees or an orchard.
Ooh, Connie, you read my mind. It's one of our ideas to plant some apple trees, to maybe make some of our own
Applesauce. I make a
applesauce
really mean
or
applesauce.
apple butter or apple cider or hard cider.
It's
just
on the
farm.
list of like
It's on- it's
the
there.
list of 1 to 10. It's like been number 11
For like 4
for
years.
a long time. Bees
Yes.
were actually number 12. So they
Yeah.
go hand in hand. If we're gonna do fruit trees, we're gonna do bees.
Yeah, we're gonna do them together.
But bees are one of those things that in Connecticut we've got a lot of disease, and a lot of our friends who have tried bees lose them to disease and pests. And I run through my motto that I run through my head is you can't do everything well. So you don't want to do everything just good. You want to pick one thing and do it great. So that's kind of like, I don't want to get into bees and not be able to put in the full, amount of work and then neglect what we're doing here in the goat barn. So it's one of the reasons we kind of shut down our chick business, was because we just couldn't keep up with that and focus on the time that we needed in here.
Right.
Elizabeth wants to know if swanky sauce is suitable for vegans.
So vegans,
No.
no.
It's got honey in it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So swanky sauce is an amazing thing, but
We made it vegetarian
it's not,
and gluten free
can't be
to
vegan.
keep it as healthy as possible. But I needed the sweetness from the honey. I didn't want to use a lot of sugar. Definitely not high fructose. So if you won't eat from honey from bees, then no.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, vegan it will not work. We are toying with a keto version. The keto fans are jumping around in the background. But
It's really hard again with the honey, like that's.
I need to take the honey out, which is like a lot of what swanky sauce was built on, which I could play with, but I would need to take the honey out, play around with the recipe, and find 1,500 keto people that would want to buy at least one bottle to make it worth it.
We could find 1,500 keto people.
Yeah, so that we are playing with, which would then be a vegan version, I would assume. I would hit it all, vegan, gluten-free, keto.
Yeah, I think the honey is the only thing in that
honey is
recipe
the only thing in the recipe that a vegan won't eat.
Yeah.
Next question.
Noah wants to know what is the best way to raise rabbits.
The
Ooh.
best way.
Love them. Oh,
Yes.
yeah.
Snuggle one.
Yeah.
Okay, so the way we do it, and I'm not saying that this is the best way, because it depends on what you
not
are
indoors.
doing. Are you raising them for meat? Are you raising them for show? Are you raising them for, do you just want a pet rabbit? Because
If you want a house rabbit that runs around your house
that's
like
what
a
I mean,
cat,
like a pet
right?
rabbit. So there's
so
a
many
lot of
different
ways. I will say how we raise rabbits, I strongly agree with, obviously, because I do it. But a lot of people, we were just talking about this today. We have a video on our YouTube channel about cages and how we raise our rabbits on cages. And a lot of people out there have a misconception that wired bottoms are bad for rabbit feet. And you see a lot of pictures on the internet about sores on rabbits' feet. But what they don't understand is that's a poorly bred rabbit. If you raise rabbits the correct way and you keep with, oh my God, delivery service.
I got it delivered beer.
I got delivery service too, so cheers.
I just need to cool it down a little.
The way that we do it, if you raise rabbits the right way and you keep with the conformation and, is that like a mic
That
drop?
was a mic drop. I got a beer delivered and I didn't even ask for it.
Let me get back to the question, Mr.
Yes, okay, how to raise
Hurry
rabbits.
up. So yeah, if you keep with a healthy, strong bloodlined rabbit, pedigreed, with strong conformation, then raising a rabbit on wire is actually the most sanitary way to raise a rabbit. Poop falls through the tray, they never step in it, they never get urine soaked on the pads of their feet or their fur, and it doesn't burn them. I mean, so yeah, I guess that's the best way I could answer that, is we raise them in cages.
Yep.
And the largest cage possible.
Yep. I have a technical question. How's the lighting? Because it's starting to get dark, so sun's going down.
Is it alright?
It's
Or
okay.
Yeah.
It's okay.
so what if we took the kidding light there and just put it on
It's
the table? No, not red.
Oh, that one.
No,
Oh, I got it.
the one that you did the review
Yeah,
for.
yeah, go ahead. Next question.
Next question.
This is raw and unedited, guys.
Emma wants to know if you're keeping any of your goats. I'm assuming the kids.
The kids. So we've only had 3 born so far, and they're all boys, so that's a no. But I always have in the back of my mind what I'm looking for, and if that ends up coming out of the goat, then I keep it. But I am looking specifically for one very nice quality alpine doe. I'm literally being blinded by that.
Yeah,
It hurts my eyes. Okay.
No?
Do you want
Better?
that's right directly in her face.
It's like right in my face.
There.
Oh, there you go.
I now see spots.
How about now?
You wanna up facing down?
You could try. We're going to play around with this light while she continues.
Okay, so yeah, specifically I have in the back of my mind, I'm looking for a doeling out of Rainey. If there's a doeling that comes out of her, I don't want to say there's a good chance, but there is a good chance. And then Danica's getting old. She's 7 this year.
Take that.
Yeah. So Danica's 7 years old, and we have to think about adding something really nice to our Toggenburg herd to show with the American Dairy Goat Association. That's where we show.
All right, Donna Schultz wants to know, what do you do with all of your manure?
We compost it and we use it in our garden.
Yeah. We scoop it out and put it out back, and then it
We-
composts and.
Yep. So
Yep.
we've got, I mean, it's a small garden, but we end up tilling it into,
Yep.
you know, flipping it, and
That's
our,
gonna have to do.
one of our kids he's thinking about doing a farm entrepreneurial business where he scoops the compost into a bag, like a chicken feed bag, and sells it.
Yeah.
Kind of like a lemonade stand, but it's a
Yeah.
poop stand for your
Yeah,
garden.
it's a poop
So
stand.
it's for like
People-
your urban
People would literally buy a bag of rabbit poop
rabbit compost,
for $20,
yeah,
roughly,
or goat compost.
in the right season. But no, we don't do anything right now. It's just compost out back.
Right now, it's just it's
Yep.
working its thing right now.
It's getting steamy. Next question.
It does steam.
Nettie has a long question.
Yeah.
She wants to know, can you explain what happens step by step with new moms and kids from now on until they're moved on, and what you then continue to do with the moms regarding milk?
You want me to answer that, or you?
I will answer that one.
Okay.
Okay, so with a new mom, and I kind of think like this is geared towards Greta and what we were seeing last night with Greta. New moms are kind of a crapshoot. You really don't know whether they're gonna just take immediately, or if they're gonna take some time, or just outright be so freaked out that they don't know what to do, and then reject the baby. So Greta last night was not anywhere near rejecting her baby, but she was definitely freaked out. She had it. She was amazing. She had a very quiet birth, very easy. We placed the baby in front of her, which is like, you know, time to lick. And she did. She was hesitant. She was like, what was that? You know, shocked.
Mhm.
And then we did have to hold her to get the baby to be able to nurse. She wasn't comfortable with that for quite some time, and I think a lot of people saw her anxiety towards having the baby want to nurse and not wanting to stay still. That's a very common adjustment, and we saw that she adjusted, and now she's more than confident enough. She does a nice wide milk squat is what we call it, when she opens her back legs to allow the baby plenty of room to find those teats. So those are like your new mom problems.
That wasn't the question.
I'm going into new mom, right? That was
No, what do you do with the baby with the mom
yeah.
from
So
now all the
from
way
now
through?
on, so like we taught her how to stand nicely
Got it.
to be nursed on. She will continue what she's doing right now with just raising her baby. She'll do that from now until we wean him. And then once he's weaned, we're gonna start milking her on the stands. And that'll kind of be a whole new, I think she'll be okay. But there might be some training to do while she's on the stand and get used to us milking her instead of a baby nursing on her.
And we milk them all the way until about September.
Yeah, I
roughly.
like to try to get into October. We've milked as late as Thanksgiving. I won't milk 10 goats into Thanksgiving. I won't
No.
come out here on a turkey coma
No,
to milk 10 goats.
no. In October we start weaning them. By September, by November they're done.
October
And,
we're breeding, so I don't
We're
really
breeding,
like
that's
to
true.
breed
September time.
them. I don't like to breed them.
So hopefully
while
that
they're in
answered her
milk.
question.
I think
I think that answered her
if
question.
you want to
so
go and read that question again,
I think we got
No?
it.
Okay.
I think we got it right.
okay. I hope
Yeah.
that answered your question.
Yeah.
All right, Noodles wants to know, are you legally allowed to put down your own goats?
Yes.
Yes. You're allowed to take care of your farm animals whatever way necessary.
I will
Yeah.
say we've never put down one of our goats.
Nope.
We've always called the vet out, and we've always done way too much to try to
To
prevent
try
that
to
from
save
happening.
them. Yep. Yep.
We've actually only put down one goat.
Yep.
that
After
was
the
our-
vet was here for a long time.
So
Yep.
the vet was here for 2 days in a row, probably 5 times over those 2 days. We did a blood transfusion, we did IV fluids, we did all the medications that we could, and we lost.
Yep.
That's one of the
We
hardest lessons in farming is you can do everything right and it still ends badly.
That was a triplet complication. 2 survived, 1 did not.
Yeah.
And mom did not either.
Mom, yeah. That was
Let's
tough.
get a happy question next.
That was and unfortunately that was our first experience
Yeah,
at
that
breeding
was
goats.
tough. That was way back here.
That was those 3 bees.
Those 3 bees.
That third bee slept in our bed for a night and passed away the next morning.
Yep.
Like literally slept in our bed in a cardboard
Yep.
box.
And that video's on YouTube too of that little guy. He made it like 2-3 days. Yep.
Jamie wants to know, have any of your goats ever gotten into your house?
No, I'm no house goats.
Not that he knows
I
that.
have a dog in the house that weighs 130 pounds. I don't need goats in the house.
Secretly, I bring Moo in every day.
No.
I don't, but
No house goats.
no, we don't
No.
have. Just that one time with the baby that we brought him inside because he was so weak.
Yeah.
He lived in the house
Yeah.
for his whole life,
That was it. Yeah.
which was very short. But
Yep.
that was the only goat that ever lived in the house.
The question's still coming in at a quick good, so we're good. I'm
Okay,
good.
I'm good
kind.
to go.
I'm kind of comfy. Yeah.
Hannah wants to know if you sell your chicken eggs.
So we do. We used to sell lots of just edible eggs. You know.
What? You dribbled.
Oh well. I need a bit. So yes, we sell our eggs. I wholesale most of them though to local farmers markets. They buy them like 20 dozen at a time, and then we sell, and we might.
sell hatching eggs, so like
Exactly.
for those
She
people.
read my mind.
Yeah, I do that a lot. So we're actually really connected today.
Today.
Today, yeah, so hatching eggs, we do a lot of classroom projects, so teachers will call and say, hey, I want to do some eggs and teach the kids how to, the process.
Yep.
We do a lot of people who want to hatch eggs at home for their own flock and broodies. If you've got a hen at home who
Yeah.
wants to sit on eggs, we do a lot of that.
That's it. Yep. Next. I need a bell.
Harry wants to know if you have a play area for the kids.
Oh yeah, outside we have about
there's
2
about-
acres out that way.
Yeah, we have a jungle gym set up. We've got a swing. We've got a slide. We've
Yep.
got some old wooden spools like from
Yeah.
the cable company. Yeah, they've got lots of
And we
toys.
are working on a very cool camera setup for outside coming soon. We're trying to figure out how to finance that project, but I'm
Some
looking.
of these donations that come in,
Yes.
we're definitely setting
Yeah.
something cool up for you guys
Yeah.
to be able to see the babies play outside on the swing in the summertime, and
Yep.
yeah, it's really cool. So
Well,
I'm actually really excited.
Yeah.
He's got some really genius ideas sometimes.
Oh my God! Write that down, quick. Write
Some
that
of
down.
them-
March.
Oh,
What's
camera.
today?
There's
March what?
There's a percentage.
March 11th. I was called a genius by my wife.
I said you have
That's it.
genius ideas.
Don't take it out of context.
I didn't
That was
say you're
what
a
she said.
genius.
All
I
right.
just said sometimes
Continue.
there's a lot of ideas.
Continue.
that
We're
he
gonna
has.
lose viewers. We're not talking about ghosts.
We're not.
Go ahead.
Oh, God.
So yes, we got an awesome idea coming soon.
Yeah, it's really exciting, and if it works, it's really gonna be fun.
Oh yeah, you guys will
Yeah.
be on
You're
this.
gonna be on like
You-
goat level
you will-
in like a bubble watching. It's gonna
Yeah.
be really cool.
You gave
Kinda
it
like
away,
a goat.
but that's okay.
Like Chuck E. Cheese.
Hey! Oh my gosh!
Hey.
Amy's like, can you wrap things up? I want to have a baby.
Yeah.
Sorry,
Yeah,
I was
she's
loud.
loud.
I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
very loud. Next question.
Liv S wants to know, how many kidding stalls do you think someone should get with 6 goats?
Well, if all 6 are going to have babies,
6.
you may want to have 6.
It depends on if you time them out.
If you breed them all at the same time like we do, and you have this crazy kidding season, then yeah, you would probably want to have 6. However, we have 6, but we also have enough temporary fencing, 8-foot fence panels, that go in the main section where we can divide that into 4 more. So those are temporary.
So we
So
do
maybe
have
you
10
have-
stalls for 10
Yeah.
girls.
Maybe you have a big area for your goats and
Yeah.
2 kidding stalls, but you can split your big area into 4 during your kidding season.
Well,
That's
so I
just so
would
you're
say
not
too,
wasting space all year.
I would say too, if you have 6 girls, you want to breed them, but you don't have the room for them to all kid at the same time, then stagger the breedings.
Yeah.
So you know a goat can come into heat starting in late summer through fall.
Depending on breed.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah, we
Depending
don't
on
know
the breed.
breed.
Okay, so if you're doing a dairy goat like we do,
Yeah.
it's a seasonal breeding cycle like deer. You know, they only come into heat for
September,
a
October.
certain months of the year. And so for us, we caught their breeding. They've done this to us now.
Oh, every year.
Every year they cycle together like a big sorority.
Yeah.
And they all come into heat at the same time, and we all breed them at the same time so that it's one and done.
Yeah.
So yeah, we kind of had to scramble this year with the 10 girls being bred,
Yep.
to make sure that we had 10 separate kidding stalls, one for each.
We've even used pallets before. I
To
mean, it's not
do
the safest
temporary
way. You got to
fence.
be careful. The baby goats can get their heads stuck in pallets.
Yeah, if you're
So you
gonna
might
use
want to do
pallets,
something
cover them with plywood
Yeah.
to like encase them in plywood so it's just flat. That's
Just to
it.
build temporary pens for you. But that's what I would recommend. They like their alone time with their baby for
They
maybe a
need-
week or two.
I like to keep them bonding with their babies for a solid 2 weeks, especially the first time moms.
Yeah,
and
Mom. Hey.
Greta agrees.
Yeah, we heard you.
Greta, so when Greta does that, she's calling for her baby saying, hey, it's time to eat. I'm worried about you. Come
Okay.
find me.
Next question.
All right, Michelle wants to know what was the smallest kid that you've had?
Ooh, actually.
I actually just looked at this last night. It was 4 pounds. And it wasn't Poppy and it wasn't this one. It was,
I muted that thing.
Sorry, I muted my own phone and it rang. Go ahead,
I
continue.
don't remember what baby it was, but it was 4 pounds, and out of a full-size dairy goat, it's pretty small. The average baby, if it's a Singleton, is like 8 to 9 pounds. 9 pounds is pretty big,
9 pounds is big.
Yeah, 7, 8
pounds is
pounds
pretty
is good size.
and then the average twin size is like 6, 7 pounds. So far we're running kind of small for.
We're running small this
It
year.
also depends on the breed.
Yeah, when we
Lamanches-
get to the Toggenburgs, they won't be 3-4 pounds. Or
Amy's
4
had
pounds.
a 9-pound baby, and it was a twin.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's
so
big.
she has big babies. So I'm
Yeah,
happy she's not going a weekly.
Yeah.
All right, Susan wants to know if goats get bloat.
Oh,
yes,
definitely.
I will take that one. Yes, several ways that goats can get bloat, and bloat is extremely serious. And if you think your goat is bloating, don't hesitate to call a vet. You need immediate veterinary assistance. They can get bloat on spring grass. So when the grass is first growing, it's really rich in nutrient. A lot of clover comes up, which can cause bloat. Too much grain can cause bloat. Any food that they're not supposed to eat, like if they get into rabbit food, chicken food, they can cause bloat.
If you put them out on the pasture in the spring and they spend too long on the green grass.
I just said that.
I missed that part. I had him close the door because everybody's getting cold.
Yeah. No, I said that if there's a lot of clover in the
You
springtime
can close it
grass.
all the way.
You can come over here and close
Yeah,
this
we'll
door
close
too
this
if you
one
want.
too. Close it all up. Get
Yeah.
everybody warm in here.
All the way, and then
Go
we'll,
on camera.
we'll
Yeah.
close this one.
Yeah.
You can't see over
So
there.
yeah, and there's different treatments for bloat depending on if it's frothy bloat or regular bloat.
Yeah, but call your vet.
You need
definitely.
to call the vet at the first sign. Unfortunately, we do have experience with losing a goat to bloat because she got into too much rabbit food. In fact, this door right here has a carabiner on it now, and all of our goat food and rabbit food are all locked away behind cabinets because the entire herd snuck out one night and ate rabbit food, goat food, and
We unfortunately lost one.
unfortunately, we lost Wendy to that. We were extremely lucky. I remember the Facebook post. Over the course of 3 days, I gave 150 shots to the entire herd to save them.
Yep.
It was really scary.
All right, Brew wants to know, how long is your hair, Liz?
Hey,
Ah.
me? It's a lot longer than you'll ever see.
Always messy bud.
It's always, this is my signature list. What?
Date nights you've had.
Date nights,
Messy
I
bun.
do wear it down, but when I'm working on the farm, I do wear it up 100% of the time.
Yep.
But I would say it's like mid-back.
Oh yeah, it's pretty
Yeah,
long.
It's, yeah. But I don't like wearing it down. It gets in my way. It's a fuss,
I didn't
and
know that right.
yeah.
Yeah.
That was a cute question.
That was good.
April wants to know, what age do you start to try and breed your goats?
Ooh, babies are not allowed to have babies. That's how we taught our
That's
kids.
our
the
motto.
bird-
Babies don't have babies.
So our kids learned the birds and the bees
Okay.
by accident, pretty
Yeah.
much, by
Wow.
watching breeding.
That was a fun day.
That was a interesting
So Charlotte smells really something really yummy.
question. Yeah.
So, in the commercial dairy industry, they will take a goat born in March because seasonal. You know, they're
Yep,
bred.
born in March.
They're always born between like February and April,
Yeah.
right? Then they'll come into heat in September, October,
Right.
and sometimes in the dairy industry, they will breed that first year. So that baby's only 8 or 9 months old.
No.
And that rule to breed the first year is 8 months and 80 pounds.
Right.
I don't agree with that.
Nope.
My vet twitches when
Yeah.
when she starts thinking about an 80-pound dairy goat getting pregnant while she's still trying to grow.
Which, by the way, the boy's probably 200 pounds.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Boys 200 pounds.
Yeah.
Girls 80 pounds.
80
it's
pounds.
not a good idea.
Not a good idea. So there's some
we wait.
injury issues there. But yeah, so you have an 80-pound girl who's still growing because she's less than a year old, getting bred, growing herself while she's growing her baby, and then giving birth around her first birthday.
Yeah.
There's something wrong with that, in my opinion.
Yeah, this is a how
we do
it,
not how to do. It's like we practiced.
Yeah, that was a good one. We should quote
So
that.
yeah, we don't breed the first year, hence why Harper is not bred. She's
Right.
about to turn a year old, and
She'll
I
be
look at
next
her.
year.
I look at her, and
She's
I'm
so
like,
tiny.
she's such a baby mentally. Like, I just maturity wise, I'm like, there's no way in hell she would be ready to have a baby.
Yeah. So
So yeah, we breed the second year. So by the time they turn 2 years old, like Rainey, Poppy, and Greta, that's when we breed them for their first freshening.
Alright, next is Anja B, and she wants to know what are the flowers on the boards for?
oh well, you probably can't see that stuff. What
Oh,
these
so
are,
these, yeah.
I'll show you guys quickly. What these are all the goats. Let me know, Bradley, if they can see it.
So these are all of their name tags. So
It's their name tag.
their birthday, and a little decoration on their tag.
Yeah. So Rainey's got raindrops. Moo's got sunflowers. Charlotte's
has
got a little
raindrops 'cause
flower.
We
So
bought
it's
her, and it never
Their
stopped
name, their
raining.
birthday, and they're all across there. We do have poppies over here somewhere. It's over there.
Poppy's got eaten.
So we have to fix it.
Somebody took the hook away from
But
the
that's what
bottom
But that's what those are.
Yeah.
Name tags. They're little designs.
of all the goats. Yeah.
Alright, Nibru wants to know if you've ever heard the myth that goats who consume poison ivy will render you immune if you drink the milk.
Ooh.
You know, I'm gonna bring Charlotte out this year and test that.
I was gonna say I've never heard that one.
I am
It's-
very allergic
Oh,
to
good.
poison ivy.
Now that you said the word,
I probably
poison
have
ivy-
it now. Thanks.
Yeah. That's
It's-
how
It's true.
Yeah. So no, I've never heard that.
I feel itchy actually.
I've never heard that.
I have, but I haven't tested it. There's some farmer legends that I've heard throughout the years, and I've actually tried. And one of them is I breed rabbits by the phase of the moon. So if it's a full moon, I'll breed my rabbit, and that's supposed to give you a higher percentage of does in that litter. And don't. I did it, and it worked. I did. I bred my American chinchilla to the cycle of the moon,
Okay.
and she had 13 babies. First of all, that was a record for us, and like 10 of them were does.
That's impressive.
So I breed to the cycle of the moon now with my
But
rabbits, and I
I
get
may
a lot
try
of
some
does.
poison ivy milk this year.
I'm gonna try.
It doesn't work that way.
Next question.
It's been debunked already.
It's been debunked. Yeah. Next, by the backstage crew.
Our peanut gallery back there.
Next.
Alright, Blue Sky Acres asks, why don't you bottle feed?
Oh.
Okay, so first I will tell you why they do bottle feed.
Why who? Why we?
Why
or?
commercial dairies or
Oh.
other people
Got it.
might bottle feed. There's a couple different reasons why people think bottle feeding is better. One, they feel like it will make for more personable kids. Second, it's a CAE prevention. CAE stands for caprine arthritic encephalitis. It's a common disease that we thankfully have kept out of our herd. We test for it every year to make sure that they remain negative, because one of the ways that it is passed from generation to generation is through the colostrum. So when baby nurses on mom, if mom is positive and baby is negative, baby will become positive once they start nursing.
Yeah, CAE is bad. And with only, oh my god, I said only. What, 20 goats here total? No, 15.
If you include boys.
We can do CAE testing on all our goats. When
It's
you get
still expensive.
It's very expensive. When you get into a commercial herd with like 50 or so,
You're not
they're not
testing.
going to test. They have no idea if they have it.
So they're just
that's
gonna
why they
treat
bottle
it.
feed, which is the reason some other live cams on YouTube, people give other farmers a bad name for when that baby comes out. They take the baby away from mom immediately. They're doing that to protect that CAE, but it's hard to see, right? Mom doesn't get to stay with baby. It's not natural, like all that. But that's why they're doing it, because mom probably has CAE.
Or it's unknown.
Or it's
and
unknown,
they're just trying to prevent.
And they just don't want that baby touching, and then they bottle feed from there.
But it is a very big misconception that bottle fed babies are more personable than dam raised babies. I mean, as you guys see, The only reason a dam-raised baby will be more standoffish is because the owner didn't spend enough time with that baby.
Correct. Hence, our
That's it.
volunteers behind the camera have pretty much free range
Free range.
to sit with our baby goats whenever,
Yeah.
because it helps.
It helps socialize them.
Socialize.
But no, the babies don't come out of the womb scared of you.
No, not at all.
The only way they are going to be timid around you is because you haven't been showing up.
Yep.
Yeah.
Jen wants to know when you're going on tour because you guys are very entertaining.
Oh.
So
tour.
tomorrow we're actually going to be in Springfield.
So that's funny you say that. We have taken Moo to a classroom before, and she pooped in the waiting room of the school.
Oh, okay. So the ladies here kind of know. Jan, I think, knows too. Moo stress poos. Okay, she does. When I take her places, I took her to preschool one time. I took her a couple different places, and she unloaded her body
In the foyer of the school.
all the way down the hallway. I mean,
little raisinets.
It was like she was like
Oh,
Hansel and Gretel trying and just dropping
So
breadcrumbs.
we do, and we have our dog I mentioned earlier.
She's a therapy dog.
Therapy
yeah.
dog, Great Dane, about 120 pounds. She'll be going on tour soon.
I take her to schools for reading programs for kids.
But other than that, I mean, I'm open for it. If we ever had to go talk in front of a crowd somewhere about this is the thing.
It has to be about animals because I
Exactly.
actually don't like people.
Exactly. She likes animals more than people.
No,
but
these are all animal people. I'm not talking about you.
But we would talk about a subject we know. I wouldn't stand up there and talk politics. I hate politics.
Oh my god.
Right? I wouldn't stand up there and talk about anything that I don't know.
Yeah.
All right. Next question.
April wants to know if you're planning on adding any more animals.
No. We're good.
Well, that just got
Next.
awkward.
Yeah. All right.
So we're actually thinking about doing a full-size dairy cow, but really, we've done
Dairy? No.
No.
Meat cow.
Beef cow.
Okay.
We are on the same page.
Oh.
It's okay. It
Beef
just
cow,
slipped
yes.
out wrong. Beef cow.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah,
Okay.
but we've only ever done
Baby beef is what
a
it's called.
baby beef, which is I'm just wondering.
Which is a 200-day-old cow, basically.
Yeah, so we raise it from a couple days old. We raise it all on our goat milk, and then once it hits about 200 days, which is not veal, but it's not beef, it's baby beef.
Heads off to the butcher and
Heads
feeds
off to
our
the butcher,
family. So
yeah.
that goes back to closer to your food. Our kids understand where it all comes from. They respect it, all that. We might graduate to a full-size beef.
We have thought about pigs too.
We have, but yeah, that's going to take some time.
I think we'll leave it up to our neighbor.
I'd rather do the apple orchard before pigs.
Me too.
Like somebody said earlier.
Yeah.
Next question.
Cheers
Our
to
question our question askers are giggling.
Nene wants to know if goat milk is high in calories.
I would. Ooh, good question.
I think it's
Alexa, is goat milk high in calories?
This might answer your question. 1 fluid ounce of goat milk has 21 calories.
Okay, well
There
now
we
we need
go.
to find out about
Alexa, how many calories are in cow milk?
100 grams of cow milk has 66 calories.
Oh my gosh, no, then goat
So
milk.
goat milk is diet milk.
Yeah, it's half.
It's diet milk.
Well,
Wait,
if
It's
okay,
at 100 grams.
so then
That's
100
different.
grams
And then 1 ounce.
and 1
well,
ounce,
then
so we'd
what's
have
1
to
grams and 1 ounce?
I'm
Okay,
Yeah, I'm not doing that.
Math teacher.
Ask her.
Oh.
What's the Alexa?
Alexa.
What's the equivalent of 100 grams to ounces?
That's a very good question.
100 grams is 3.5 ounces.
Oh, so 60 something divided
so
by
they're
3, so
equal.
20. So they're equal.
So
They're
pretty-
equal. Calorie wise, they're equal. That was fun.
That was.
Love the math.
That was
Okay.
good.
Yay, math.
So roughly they're equal calorie wise.
Yeah.
Go, Mom.
All right, Karen wants to know how is Charlotte progressing?
She actually is progressing
Yeah.
slowly.
I would say Amy's gonna beat her though.
Amy has lost her legs, so
So you guys know what that means. When a goat
Yeah.
loses their legs, they're within about, that's called ligaments, by the way, for
Yeah.
those that don't know.
Yeah.
It's kind of, I like to, the analogy is in human birth, right? You have dilation and a face,
effacing,
right?
yeah.
So the dilation is the
Cervix.
ligaments are starting to get soft and open up to allow the baby to come through. And the what's the other part I just said?
I don't know. Dilation and effacing.
The effacing is how soft is everything getting back there.
These are his analogies.
That's
they
just
really,
so people can understand. And
women,
they don't get it.
you
Yeah,
understand.
83% of our YouTube audience is women. I feel left out.
Yeah. So
Bradley, thank you for being here.
us women
but
will
yeah,
understand.
Amy's like 10 centimeters. We're just waiting now. You know.
No, she's not that far, but yeah.
She's close.
She might be 10 centimeters, but not fully effaced.
Correct. She's not. That's a good point.
Ooh,
Yeah.
snap.
Right.
Yeah.
She's getting close.
She's
though.
getting really close.
I got a feeling
in fact,
we're getting
she could
up.
be pushing back there. We don't know.
I got a feeling we're getting up in the middle of the night. Yeah.
Jan wants to know, can you milk goats indefinitely?
Yes.
You could, yeah.
I've had a friend, when we went and showed at a fair with one of our kids, her goat was 2 years in milk.
Oh my gosh.
She had been, and most of the time when you go to a summer fair, they just came into milk in the spring. So like March and April.
Yeah.
She had been in milk for 2 years. So yes, it can be done. But that is dedication to the T. You have to go out and milk in the middle of the winter.
Yeah.
Twice a day.
Yeah, that's
Every
crazy.
day. That's cold.
That's cold.
That's dedication. But that goat was 11 years old.
Oh my gosh.
So she was not going to rebreed that goat, and she just wanted to keep it in milk to get,
As much product, right?
or show her for as long as she could, because she was a high quality goat.
Yeah.
So, yeah, pretty impressive.
All right, Liv wants to know, how old are your goats when you stop breeding them?
Ooh.
So we haven't gotten there quite yet, but Danica is our oldest goat right now. She's 7. She will be 7 years old in June, and it.
We don't know if we're gonna breed her next year.
Whether or not I breed her next year will be determined based on how she delivers this year.
Yeah.
Last year she had a complication that was out of her control.
Yeah.
The year before that she had a completely unassisted twin birth, and the year before that she had a complicated triplet birth.
Yeah.
So we've only owned her for the last 3 breedings. This will be her 4th breeding here, and we're gonna decide after this year, I think.
All right, Emerald wants to know, see
Oh.
who can answer this.
Yeah.
How many animals do you have?
About a
Hang on. 162. That was a round number. So we have about 90 chickens, 18 goats, and 35.
15 goats.
Whatever.
Although we do have 3 extras
15,
that just showed
16,
up
17,
yesterday.
18. See, brilliant math. So yeah, 90 or so chickens, 18 goats, and 30 something, probably
Just
40
tip it.
rabbits. So there's your number. Plus some dogs.
Who's got
and
their
cats.
calculator? Hey, math teacher.
No, we're good. Dogs
I'm
and cats.
just-
Yeah, oh my god.
I'm just-
Yeah,
18, 35,
It's not gonna
and 92.
I don't think it's gonna work.
1,835.
No,
No, that
okay,
didn't work.
That's good.
We do not have
So we have a lot.
1,835.
I don't know, I think that's almost accurate.
I think we're good.
Not very
Oh,
accurate.
probably because I said
You for-
and
Yeah,
she
and
multiplied.
yeah.
You forgot the dogs and the cats.
That's okay. We're good. No,
I
I
know.
mentioned him. I didn't mention the fish, but
Oh yeah, we're
Yeah.
not mentioning.
we're not mentioning fish.
We have a lot.
Next question.
Claudia wants to know, how did you come up with their names?
Our last name.
animal
Oh wait,
names?
the animals' names?
Yeah.
Yes.
I like them.
Yeah, they just kind of, the rabbits are kind of named after locations, like a London, a Denver,
Aspen.
stuff like that.
yeah.
But the goats, it's just we kind of come up with them.
So Poppy's name came because
The kids
if,
from the
if
movie.
you've ever watched the movie Trolls, Princess Poppy was known for
Yeah.
being like, I don't care what you think I'm about. I'm strong and I'm gonna do it, and we're gonna do it good. Like,
Yep.
she just has that will to go against all the odds, right?
Yep.
And that's Poppy. With
Yep.
the way she was born, she defied all the odds. She wasn't supposed to make it, but she did. So that's where Poppy's name came from. Danica came with her name.
Yeah. So
And
most of them we just came up with.
the other ones, Deanndra's name has meaning. Her name is meshed from Danica, who's her mom, so the D part of it. And the Andra part comes from her grandmother, who was our very first goat to give birth here, whose name was Cassandra, and we called her Cassie for short. So Deandra's name is D for Danica and Cassandra, so Deanndra.
I just thought we came up with them.
Okay, so that he's learning now too. Lucy, Charlotte, Sadie,
Yeah, just names we
Amy.
found.
Their names I liked.
Yeah.
All right, I'm not sure who asked this. It went by too fast, but they want to know if you're willing to live stream chicken and rabbit breeding.
So.
Well, we've actually done a how to breed rabbit video, and
Yeah.
it is a breeding video. So you see the fall off and the whole process. And I think we have like part 1, part 2, part 3.
Right.
We do need to be a little more organized in that process.
Yeah, we gotta. If you look under playlists on our YouTube channel,
It
there's a
might be
whole
under
rabbit
rabbits.
section, and it's probably in there. But that's kind of hard to live stream because there's no real. That would be a 5-minute live stream
It really would
to
be.
breed rabbits.
Rabbits don't. It doesn't take very long.
And then when it comes to the birth of a rabbit, when they have their kits, right?
Short for kittens.
You
by the
wouldn't
way.
even notice. I mean, they'd be in their pen. I wouldn't be able to fit the equipment in there. It kind of wouldn't work.
So.
And the chickens, I hate chickens. So I mean,
my God,
I'm just
that's
kidding.
so mean.
The chickens are kind of like we
That's
used to have
so
150. We're down to 90. I mean, it's kind of like a dying business for us.
It would kind of be interesting though if we put like a camera like this in our up against our incubator.
The incubator would be cool if we breed. Yeah, if we incubate some
And
chickens.
that we could watch like
we might
the
be able
whole
to
pipping
for the
and
first
sipping.
20 days it'll be boring, but by day 21 or 2 or whatever,
Yeah, they'll just sit there for the first.
they'll start hatching. So
for
maybe
the first like 20 days, they'll
we
just
could
sit
possibly.
there.
That's what. So that goes back to where we were on the live camera all the time. Right now it'll be on goats until June,
Goats.
July. You know, until the babies go home.
Yeah.
What
If
will it
not
do?
longer.
What will it might come in here in the barn during milking, so you guys can literally just watch us humans milk goats.
We have a lot of fun too.
We do have a lot of fun in the barn in the summer, but that's not appropriate fun sometimes.
Yeah.
We have a series called Beer in the Barn where we milk goats and drink a lot of beer in the barn.
Not a lot.
Not a
While we
lot,
milk,
but like
Yes,
we have a good
lot.
time, adult time. But yeah, I don't know. Next question, please.
Okay, Elizabeth wants to know, how do you detach emotionally from animals that eventually go to slaughter?
So I could take that question. The only animal on this farm that is purchased to go to slaughter is our cow. It's purchased for that reason, and we know that if we didn't purchase it at 2-3 days old, it probably would have went to auction and somebody would have slaughtered it for veal at 10 days old, and that's not right. So I know that we're doing something better for that animal. You know, it's having a little bit longer, right? From 10 days to 200 days,
It's
and the
quality,
of
not
life.
quantity.
Right, it's quality, not quantity, and that's how, you knew from day one that was meat. I mean, that goes back to the lady that wrote us the email and said, why don't you buy chicken at the store where no chicken had to get hurt? The way these animals live in commercial facilities is ridiculous compared to what we're doing.
So our cow,
that's how you disconnect.
our cows have a 3-acre piece of land
Yeah,
that's
about 2.
all, or 2
About 2
acre
acres.
piece of land that's all fenced in. It's got a house. It's got grass. He can't even keep up with eating that amount of grass. For me, I don't detach. So when we get that animal, that is my animal. Like he's got a name. I play with him. I feed him. I'm his mom. I don't detach. I'm very bad about that.
Yeah.
Closer.
It took you a good week to eat any meat from the first cow we ever
So
did.
Stewie was our first meat cow, and
You cried when he came back for the freezer. Yeah.
I cried a lot
Yeah,
actually.
Yeah, and I'm the only one
Yeah.
that brings them to the slaughterhouse, and,
And then
it's done
our oldest son couldn't even eat the meat,
for like the first. But now they love
It's
it.
a little better
They won't
now.
waste it. They
but
understand.
they do ask sometimes,
Yep.
like, who is this? Like, instead of saying what kind of meat is this, they'll
Mm-hmm.
say who is this, and we'll be like, oh, this is Meatball, which is a name of our cow, or this is Honey, our pig, which
Yep.
we helped raise a pig at a neighbor's
But that
house.
goes back to respecting their food. They don't leave any of it on their plate. They don't throw it away. All that stuff. So
But no,
it's tough, no matter how long
I
you do
don't
it for.
I don't sugarcoat it.
No.
I know some people are very cold about the subject. They tell you don't name it. Like, how could you name it? You're not supposed to name it. I'm sorry, but I am not. Even if I go up and down the driveway, Stewie, for example, you roll down your windows and drive down the driveway and you'd be like, Stewie! And he would chase you down the driveway while you drove home or left. he'd chase you. I'm sorry, but there's no amount of in your heart trying to detach. You're not going to detach from that. Like, that's cute. My dog playing with, like, you know, Meatball last summer.
Yep.
You're not detaching from that. So you don't. For me, I don't do the end process. I slowly leave it up to you to grain him and hay him and water
Yep.
him towards the last couple weeks of his life. And then on D-Day, I go and I love him, I kiss him on the head, and I thank him, and I cry a lot, and I tell him that he's been a good boy, and you load him up in the trailer, and you drive him off to the butcher, and I don't I don't take part in that process, so.
All right, several people have asked, how old should the kids be before you sell them, and is it easy to sell them?
I think it's easy to sell them because I can't keep all these baby goats. There's just logistically no way to do it. You know, if they were
Some
that
of them
cute.
are harder to sell than others.
Some of them are. They're like I knew last year when I want to say when oh
Moo?
my gosh.
Was it Moo?
No,
Maybe?
not Moo. Greta, the one that's here, the one that looks like
Harper.
Guinness.
Harper.
Harper. When Harper came out, I knew instantly she wasn't gonna sell that goat. I just could tell by the look, by the color. I was like, she's not selling this one. So
There's certain things that I'm looking for,
Right.
and when it pops out
yeah.
and it's a doe, you're like.
And then I think how soon do we sell them?
I
old?
will.
How old?
Oh yeah,
they
I
leave
will not ever have an animal leave this property before 8 weeks. Period. Game over. I don't care if you want a bottle feed. I don't care.
It's not happening.
I don't
We've
care.
denied. So if you've noticed, I'm just gonna throw out a plug here. If you've noticed, we've been going for how long now? Hour and a half. We haven't asked for money once. That's not why we do this, right? We've turned people away for wanting to buy our animals because it just didn't fit. They were buying. I
You
want to
give
buy.
me a
I
hard
want to buy a
time.
bunny for Easter. Okay.
Nope.
No, you want to put it in the Easter basket, love it for 2 weeks, and then never want it again. You know?
The statistic is something
So-
like 80% of animals sold for Easter pets will die before their first year.
Yeah.
I will not do that.
Yeah. Same thing with Christmas pets. Same
I
thing.
will not do that.
So those that
No.
we screen our customers very well. I'd rather say no. I don't need the money.
You've
Then
given me a
sell
hard
it.
time on some of them. Like we've held on
Some-
to some bucklings sometimes. We've held on to them and held on to them. It's approaching like July, August, September, and you're like, you had a buyer. What happened? I didn't feel it.
Yeah. Yeah.
I didn't feel it. It was
Yeah.
red flag, you know. And I will hold on to that animal until I find it the right home.
Right.
Um,
I think that was the question, right? How soon? 8 weeks,
So,
and how?
well,
detaching and
so
stuff.
the soonest is 8 weeks, but I like a solid 12 weeks before
Yeah.
we wean. If it's
Yep.
a singleton, 10
Okay.
weeks because it's getting all the milk.
I think we have another giggly question.
Okay, giggly question? No?
No, they're
Okay.
just
Not
giggling.
sharing
That's
that
just
one.
them.
We're not sharing that right now.
Okay.
Oh.
Hannah S wants to know what kind of goats do you have?
Yeah, good question
So we
for
have-
the new
yes.
newbies.
So we have full-size dairy goats, and they are alpines. Those are the ones that they look different, but they've got
Airplane
airplane
ears
ears. And then we've got La Manchas, and
with the
got
little dwarf ear, the
itty
little.
bitty, like my ears,
Little-
but little, you know. And then we've got Toggenburgs, and those are the big girls.
And
with-
they all look the same.
they all
Brown
look the same. They're brown with
and
the
white.
white stripe on the face,
And if you
white
click-
butt,
if
white
you-
boots.
Click the button on the live chat to take away the chat portion. You then can click the little down arrow and it'll show you all the description about all the goats, their names, their due dates.
There's a blog post, like a link to
all
our
that stuff
blog
is there.
with pictures of every single girl, every single boy, with a little write up,
Yeah.
and lots of pictures within
All
that.
that information's
Yeah.
there. Yep. Next question.
Jen wants to know if you're going to start a beer in the barn channel.
Oh, so I think we might.
Alright, so that's gonna have to
tough.
be-
That's adults only.
That's
That's-
adult.
Yeah.
This is called Adult Swim, okay?
Yeah, this. Yes.
So right now, we know we've got kids watching, families watching.
I'm
we know
doing
we've got
very
a
hard
school.
to clear out
Yeah.
the bad
I
words.
cuss like a sailor, just so you know, okay?
Yes.
And that's just the way I express myself. I don't think there's anything wrong with that.
So
But
this-
yeah, we're not gonna cuss and do all
Yeah.
that. This is very family oriented, educational purposes. Beer in the barn would be a whole other level.
yeah, a
of-
whole other level of interesting times. And to be honest, so this YouTube thing's fun and it's great, but there have been times already in the first 3.5 weeks of a live camera. The whole world is listening and watching to your basically house, right? This barn is our home, and you can't talk freely, right? So it's a little weird. You know, we're getting used to it, and we love having you guys, but it's not easy, right? There might be something you want to say to your wife just about what's going on later in the day that you don't need the whole world to know, and you got to, like, stop yourself. Like, oh, they don't need to know what's going on with my kid. They don't need to know
that we're leaving the house.
That we're leaving to go grocery shopping because some creep down the road could be watching. I mean, there's a lot of stuff you got to think about.
You just never know who's lurking.
So yeah, no, beer in the barn probably won't happen. Yeah.
Beer in the barn's fun though. I don't know.
It's fun, but I don't know.
We might let you in on one of those.
If we
nights.
do it, we might do an audio, no audio allowed.
I don't know. The audio
It gets
part
giggly.
is the best part.
The best part.
It is, right.
We would just have to have like some kind of title that says, "Hey, this is not kid friendly.
Yeah.
This is like an adult." It'd also be at a time of the day where I don't feel like
it is evening. It's a good
kids and
7
family.
o'clock at night.
In the summertime,
7, 8
we're
o'clock
pushing
at
like
night,
9
almost
o'clock
9.
because this
We
so that's
follow
one of
the
the
sun.
things. The AM chores, regardless of the sun schedule, will always start at about 8:30, 9 o'clock on the weekends because we move slower. But in the evening, we follow the sunset. So the later the days get into the summer, the later we're going to be in here because we're out enjoying.
Yeah, the day. The sun might not set till 8:30, so our night routine starts at 8:30, and it takes an hour to an hour and a half to milk all the goats. So it's an evening event. So it could happen.
Yeah,
we'll see.
We'll see. We'll kind of play that one.
Half
right
the
here.
beer in the barn crew is behind the camera, so we'd have to talk to them.
We'd have to get their approval.
All right. What time is it, by the way? I see part of the
7:30.
Part of the crew here is getting a little cold.
All right.
Maybe we'll go to 7:45 ish. How many more questions do you have that we haven't answered? Okay.
So I think we'll finish up the questions that we have, and if you haven't already asked your question, which it seems like a lot of people have gotten their questions in, really good questions today.
Yeah. How many viewers? Are we talking to 2 people?
228.
Oh, thank
No,
you.
234.
34.
Wow.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh.
All right. So let's get the next couple of
I
questions.
feel like I gotta
in.
sit up now.
Yeah. Be
Stop
respectful.
slouching.
Sorry. We're all.
Oh.
What are you guys drinking? I want to ask a question.
Oh,
Yeah.
do it.
What are you drinking?
Okay.
I'm drinking Moscato wine, like white
It's
wine.
gonna take a few minutes though.
That's fine.
That's
And then
fine.
you can ask another question.
And then what are you drinking?
I'm drinking an Imperial Stout.
Ooh.
Yep.
Okay.
You have to name one of your goats Kardashian.
No. I don't think that's happening.
I will. If I don't keep her, I will.
Yeah,
I'm not
we'll
keeping
see.
her though.
Yeah. What do you got? Question. Speed
Someone
round.
wants to know if your goats are a tougher breed than others because they notice they are quiet during delivery more than others she's seen.
So
And
you've
hold
only.
on, who asked this question?
I think it's Genevieve.
Yep.
So I think the question is if she watched the 2 breedings we've already
These
done.
are unusual.
Those were La Manchas.
Yeah.
Once we get to the Toggenburgs, the
They're
neighbors
loud.
will hear what's going on.
One specifically. We do have different girls, different levels of.
Yeah.
We've always said on this channel, look, we're a farming channel. You're gonna see some things, right? You're gonna see live births. You're gonna hear live births. What you've already seen with Sadie and Greta, who's a first-time mom, so we didn't know whether she was gonna be loud or not.
Right.
These guys are silent. Like
That was nothing.
They push and it's nothing. Danica, on the other hand, I have to put out a PSA announcement on our, we have a Facebook group on our road, and I'm like, look, Danica's about to give birth. I am so sorry.
Yeah, she's loud, very,
She'll
very
echo.
loud. To the point where our kids were in the barn, I think last year, and they had to leave because it was too hard for them to watch.
It was the year that she had the triplets.
That's how loud she was.
She was really, and I
happen.
get emotional if it's a tough delivery for her. She's just louder.
Especially if we have to assist.
Lucy's a little loud. I know my loud girls.
They're coming. They're on their way.
They're on their way.
They're on their way. Yep.
But yeah, I would say the Toggenburgs are a little more vocal, but that's because they have huge babies.
They have big babies. Yeah.
Amy
7, 8 pound babies.
last year I was looking through my notes. Last year's babies were 8 and 9.5 pounds.
Yeah, those are big babies.
Twins.
Yesterday's baby was 4. 4 pounds.
4.5 pounds.
4.5. So it's double the size.
Was Uno. Uno was 4.5 pounds.
And she was only carrying 1, and that one will do 7 to 8 pound babies and carrying 2.
So the La Manchas, they make it look easy, but fair warning.
Next.
It's not gonna be
You want to
easy.
know what
your
everybody's
answer.
drinking?
Oh, what are
Ready?
you guys drinking, girls?
Tea, wine, Pepsi, Jaeger,
Woo!
Oh my
water,
God.
coffee,
Nice.
Crystal Light,
Longer.
lager,
Nice.
bourbon, homemade red wine,
Nice.
Wow.
and pink beer because he's Canadian.
Ooh, nice. Well, cheers.
Princess.
Cheers.
Come on, let's
Yes,
cheers.
cheers.
To them.
Cheers.
Ding.
Cheers behind the table. That's good.
Cheers. Ding,
Yeah.
ding, ding.
Yep.
But I'm drinking a screwdriver.
Oh,
what's
hello.
That? Orange juice
So
and a
I think
screwdriver.
at
What's
the end of
vodka and
kidding
orange juice?
season,
Yeah.
we should have like a ceremonial mimosa.
Yeah.
Oh, I bet that's good.
We could do that. What?
What?
Oh,
Somebody's in bed with a hot milk drowned with whiskey.
nice.
That might be good.
Okay.
I want to know where's the Baileys.
Oh, black cherry rum with homemade
With
lemonade.
Oh, that's like our thing.
That's our summer
Ireland.
thing.
Ireland. Oh, yes.
All right. What do we got for
No,
questions?
no,
We're
no.
gonna wrap it up over the next 10 minutes or so. People are getting
We got
cold.
4 questions. That's
Mom,
it.
what?
Okay.
Rachel wants to know what's your favorite animal, not goat.
Oh.
Horse.
Oh.
Oh, Hazel.
Hey,
Yeah.
Well, I was thinking
Horse?
farm animal.
she is a horse.
Okay, she is a horse. Hazel is our Great Dane, and we do call her our indoor pony. So
Yeah.
I guess I've always wanted to own a horse, but
Yeah.
we're really close with our vet, and after all the colic calls that she's
Yeah.
on,
Oh,
I
yeah.
will never have a horse.
I mean, I think horses are beautiful animals,
Oh,
but I don't think
and
I'd
I
ever own
love
one.
riding,
But
too.
back to that barn question. This barn was designed to have horses, but we outfitted it for goats because of my real estate background. If we ever sell this place, somebody can use this for horses. Hence the ceiling so high and all that. We did that on purpose for resale value. But from an animal, I mean, I'm not really an animal
You want a
person.
turtle?
I mean, I'm really not. I mean,
200.
that
I'm
whole
not
right.
an animal
I'm not-
person. He
so-
says he's not a.
So,
oh my
so
God.
wait. So that 20-year question earlier, if we do this for another 20
He
years,
wants one dog.
I just turned 40 this week. So by the time I'm 60, if I could put my feet up on the beach with a couple dogs and that's it, I'd be happy. That's it. She could have 3, 4, 5 Great
I guess
Danes
we'll be
at that
divorced
point.
by
I don't
then.
care.
Just
Yeah.
kidding.
20 more years sounds like a good run.
He can have his feet up on the beach, and you can have your farm.
Yeah, next door.
I'm doing it by myself.
Next question.
Michelle wants to know how often is the barn deep cleaned?
Ooh, that's
Like
coming soon. So
Twice a year, I would say.
about 2 or 3 times a year, and if you follow us,
She
it,
likes to rake.
it needs it now,
It does.
but we can't do it because
I actually talked to our. I'm sorry.
That's okay. You can
I'm
take
sorry.
it. Go
I'm
ahead.
sorry.
I'll just drink beer.
I'm sorry. Keep drinking. So I wanted to clean the barn out with a deep litter. We do deep litter method in the wintertime, and what that is they poop and they pee, and then we sprinkle hay on top. They poop and they pee, and we sprinkle hay on top. And over the course of the season, that creates a nice, like, foot to foot and a half deep
Compost pot.
litter that is composting, which is generating heat. And they lay on it, and that is how they handle minus.
Yeah, minus
10
10. That's how they handle the cold.
Yeah,
so
the cold.
you can't do it this time of year.
So I want to, because it's getting so deep that, my half wall over here, if I put babies over there, eventually they're going to be able to jump over.
Right. So we'll be cleaning it out probably about a week after the last baby is born.
Yeah.
That's what we've actually discussed this with our vet because we wanted to do it last week before the first baby.
And she's
But she had a
strongly-
horror story about somebody doing that and all their babies died because it was too cold. So we're not doing it until another.
It wasn't somebody's
Yeah.
babies, it was her own.
Gotta keep them warm.
family's,
Right
yeah.
now, warmer
Makes
is
sense.
better than
Yeah.
cleaner.
Yeah.
Right now.
So it goes against my.
Yeah.
inner-
She.
I'm
Yeah.
having a little anxiety over every morning I come out and it's so messy.
Yeah.
But I'm just like, just sprinkle more hay over it, it'll be okay.
Yeah. So it'll be
The
coming.
vet said, I would rather you take those 10 bales of hay and sprinkle the hay over top and make a whole new layer
Yeah.
than to muck it all out right now because it's just the wrong time of season.
Yeah.
So we
So
have
by
to wait
the
for
end
the
of March.
temperatures to come up.
Yeah. Probably.
And then
I mean, you figure probably in about 2 weeks we'll be doing
I'm
it.
hoping
And
by.
it takes. That's a fun live feed.
that's a whole day.
It's a whole day of the tractor
Yeah.
coming in it.
That's a tough job.
Yeah.
And the only way we could do it is with a tractor because we tried to do it with
Yeah.
our
You
little.
can't do it without a tractor.
We did it with a 10 by 10 barn and it took us
Took 2
two
days.
8-hour days and I just wanted
Yeah,
to
no,
cry.
no. It's done with the tractor and the backhoe and all the equipment comes in and out and it's loud and yeah.
Yeah.
Next question.
All right, Claudia wants to know who the father of Sadie and Greta's babies are, and is he a first-time dad?
Ooh,
Oh.
he's a very experienced dad. He's very. Okay, so the daddy to these 3 boys is Giovanni,
On our
and
website.
this is his 3rd breeding season. He's definitely he's the most experienced man on the property, except for maybe you. And
Oh my god.
come on, you gotta
We
have.
got 4 more kids.
We have
I'm
4
just
kids.
saying.
Come on.
Okay, keep going.
Just embrace it. I will tell you a funny story about Giovanni though. His
Dude, if our
first
views didn't spike after that comment, nothing will.
Giovanni. So we went back. Let's go back to Sadie and how we said how she's like the brat of the farm, right? Her first year of being bred was also Giovanni's first year of being able to breed. And so she came into heat. We're like, oh, this is going to be awesome. We're going to put her into the pen, and Giovanni and Sadie are going to make beautiful babies, right? Wrong. Sadie was like, you're immature. I don't like you. I'm going to headbutt you, and scarred him.
Yes.
Like
she beat up
traumatized
the
him.
boy.
He was terrified. I mean, he got his job done because she did get pregnant. But she turned around and wailed on him so hard that he was like, oh my God, what's wrong with her? She's scared him to death. A couple days later, Lucy comes into heat. We put Lucy into Giovanni's pen to get bred, and Giovanni remembered his last experience with Sadie and jumped on top of his calf hutch and was like, I'm not touching her.
Yeah.
These girls are crazy. And we actually had to breed Lucy to our experienced Toggenburg buckling that year, and we got the cutest.
We did get some interesting crosses.
I might even consider doing that again because that was
Yeah, we
freaking
gotta wrap it up.
adorable.
All right, last
think.
question. Claudia wants to know if she can see Moo and the babies.
Yeah, towards the end of this.
Yeah, so after we're all done with this,
Right.
we'll go and we'll show you Moo.
We'll walk around.
And then we'll go and show you all the different babies that have
Yeah.
been born so far.
Yeah.
No
Yeah,
more
all right.
questions.
So-
All right, so we're gonna wrap this Q&A up, and thank you all for all of your questions because they were really a lot of good ones, and we had a lot of fun.
So we're gonna try to clip this section out. Actually, if I kill the camera feed, we can just let it
And
post.
we have to go to the bathroom, apparently.
We could let it post to YouTube, I think.
We can do this. We can highlight this out,
Highlight it out or kill the camera feed
or kill the camera feed and then start over.
and let it post.
Yeah.
I don't,
Let's go and show Moo and the babies, and then we'll
We'll
highlight that all out.
Oh, we'll highlight it out. All right. Well, thank you for watching. My butt hurts.
That would be a beer and bar thing.
And goodbye.
Yeah. All right. You guys are coming this way. Hang on.
We're gonna like
We're gonna slowly put that in front. This is a little glimpse of beer in the bar.
Beer
Ready?
in the corner, bunch of
See?
silly
Look,
kids.
we got the whole crowd. The whole crowd. Ah! The pizza, the food, the whole crowd. All right. I don't
Not the
know.
whole crowd.
Well, you
No,
see.
it's only part of the crowd.
All right. Here's Moo. Hi, Moo. You coming to say hello? You coming up? Huh? No, you're not coming up, Moo? No, Moo? Huh? Hello, Moo.
Moo Moo. You've
Hello,
got
Moo.
fans. You want to show them your cast?
What the? Look at you.
I'm cold.
It's cold out here. Ooh, salad.
Ooh, salad.
No. All right.
Oh, look, the babies are coming out. The babies are coming out. Look, there's their barrel. Yay! Hi, big boy.
Let me get that white phone.
All right, so
You can unplug it,
on your
Bradley.
left is Billy for short, and then over near Sadie is Bear, Polar Bear.
Uh-oh.
Hi, handsome. Look at you. Oh, you hungry?
Good job. Good job.
You going to the milk bar?
Yeah, they're so little.
Mom's like, come over here. I need to lick your butt.
Okay, go back that way.
That's a normal behavior too. He's got a messy butt right now. She's got to clean it. Ooh, and they do.
Stimulates it, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, the poop at this point is really sticky.
Yep.
So she needs to lick that off so they don't get blocked. If she doesn't do the job, then I have to, and it's not my least favorite thing to do. They're both he's.
They're all he's right now. We
Right
have
now,
3
all the
boys.
babies are boys.
Go back that way.
You can't control like when they're breeding.
I can go and stimulate the boy, like bring a girl, like tease him, right?
Yeah.
And that has been scientifically proven to up your dough production.
Yeah, but I mean, like the girls.
Mm.
I mean, can you determine when they're going to breed? I mean,
You can,
when
you
they come
can,
into heat,
yes,
I
you
don't
can
know.
see the
Can
heat.
you set them up to come into heat at a certain time?
No, I cannot.
No.
No.
I can bring them over and I can encourage stronger heat by exposing them to the boy and the smells of the boy to bring them into a stronger heat. But I cannot determine what their body's gonna do. Yeah, he's got a little bit of a messy butt, so she's doing really good with that one. He's. Yeah,
Oh, I'm going the
I
wrong way.
know, you wanna? Huh? Oh yeah.
Look at that waggle. The wiggly tail is the best.
Mama wants to take care of
Oh,
you.
hi, Mama. Hi, Mama.
What about me?
Hi, Mama.
You called
I
me
see.
your least favorite. I heard
Yeah,
you.
she's like, I heard you tell everybody I'm your least favorite.
How dare you? I give you beautiful boys and you tell me you don't like me.
You're so soft. You're so soft. Yeah, I know, but I don't have your food. You gotta go get your food.
Hey Eric, you can just like wipe his butt a little.
I'm not touching his butt right now.
He can't
You
get
guys are
his
getting in
butt.
there. I got my hands full.
Here, Angie.
Camera equipment.
Look at her. She's so big. You're so big.
You going in?
Problem.
Oh, yeah.
She's like a good eater lid.
Yeah.
Brother, can you lock that one?
She's really that big.
Look at how big you are.
You have to get her from the backside so you can see it.
Yeah.
Right?
Look at how big you are. Here, come over here.
Both sides.
Look at this. She's gonna go soon, but
Not soon enough.
I'm not thinking tonight. Nope.
Is she still the same as yesterday?
Yeah, she's progressing a little.
She's progressed.
She's progressed, but
slow.
But not
but
tonight.
Amy sped up, so we got to figure out where Amy's going.
I'm
Where's Amy?
shocked by that.
I am too.
Where's her baby?
She's heavily right here.
Right there.
She's eating. Aaron, I agree. The tail's the best.
Oh, the waggy tail's the best part. All right, we're coming in.
He did both sides too at one point.
You guys are literally a fly on the wall that just walked in here. No, the people on YouTube, I didn't. Where is he? Where's the little man? Where'd he go?
This side would be good over here.
Is he eating?
Yes, she is.
Yeah, he's on.
Oh, come on.
He did both sides, Liz. He went to he was like, but he preferred.
Come on, get in there.
Well, that's one of the
Yeah.
problems. One of the issues with singletons is you do sometimes have to milk out the other side because they have a favorite side. I had to do that with Genevieve last year. She makes a lot of milk, but she's only ever had a singleton.
Where?
So.
I don't want to say what we call her.
Not Lucy. I'm not. Yeah, we don't need to call her. Yeah, Lucy is special. Because her skin.
Yeah.
No, you're not gonna
Not gonna
come.
eat?
The baby's not coming
So I
over.
have a question.
Oh, okay.
Do they lick them to stimulate them to go to the bathroom like bunnies do when they're babies?
So they push their bottoms like that to help them nurse.
Okay.
To push them
All right,
towards the
we're
teats.
Okay.
Yeah.
So like with the the baby bunnies. They
All right.
Well, they have to like kittens. You have to lick them to
Yeah.
get them to go potty. No, they'll do the potty all on their own. what they do is they clean
She's
them.
like protecting him.
Yes.
Like
Yeah.
she is not letting me get
Yeah.
close. You
what they
notice that?
do is they lick the bottom.
mommy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They lick the bottom to kind of nudge them towards the teeth.